also talk about people getting on Ice Cube because he put out a plan that, in his words, he reached out to both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, and basically, and I'm paraphrasing what he's saying is like he reached out to both parties. The Democrats said they'll look at it right after the election, and the Republicans like took that and made their platinum plan, and they ended up thanking Ice Cube, and then I guess that's where everybody's looking at him and giving him the side eye. I've heard people call him a coon. I've heard people try to throw the Malcolm X, celebrities can be bought things, but I think those people never knew Ice Cube's history. Like, there's some people that have problems with it, and there are some people who's just like it's better than nothing. Gentlemen, what do you think about what Ice Cube did?
That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to take your agendas to both parties and see who's going to give you what you want and what you need. And whichever one does that, the one that you pander to. Like, black people need to stop with this thing where they automatically have to go to the Democrats, and the Democrats ain't doing a goddamn thing for you. We already talked about this like several times, but
yeah, I was about to say I'm still on my both the Democrats and the Republicans ain't shit. So,
well, you can stay walking around in circles, but you ain't gonna get nowhere because we gon' like all these other people gonna get what they need from the Democrats, but as long as we not demanding nothing, we ain't gonna get nowhere. We gonna stay exactly where we've been staying at. And that's all I got to say about that.
Tony, what you think?
I think the same thing. I think the Democrats and Republicans, they just use us as a word of mouth and say we're gonna get shit just to get the votes, and then when they office, it's like fuck us. I mean, who would come up with a name called the Platinum Plan? When he was looking at a fucking Ludacris video or some shit like that, and was just like, you know what,
Big Timers video,
like like Platinum is nice, and then we get a side chicken with a side plan with it. It's like, why would you name it the Platinum Plan when it's for black people? That sounds stupid as fuck. And then it's stupid, man. I mean, I think a lot of white people, they be trying to just do too much to try to get our votes, and then when we end, they just say fuck us.
Yep, like he gonna say that we're gonna talk about when after the election. I'm like, well then it's gonna be too late then, because I'm going with whoever's going to, suit my needs. It's like it's like a hypergamous woman dating somebody. If you ain't got what she want, then she ain't getting with you. If you ain't got what you need, she ain't getting with you. She gonna go to whoever got what you need.
Yeah, I've said that definitely. Father, what did you think?
So, of course, at first when I saw it, I was skeptical. I was like, yo, what the fuck is Brother Ice Cube doing? That's my brother. And then I was like, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait because it's like that fucking situation with Jay-Z and NFL, and niggas was calling Jay-Z a coon because why you working with the same people that did that shit to Kaepernick and shit like that. I'm like, I'm gonna wait for that brother to do what he need to do. Because one thing about black people that I don't like, especially when it comes to politics, we fucking react before we get the facts. And that's the one thing I really don't like about black people in politics. So I was like, let me wait to see what this brother is doing. So then when Ice Cube came out with the tweets and clarified that he reached out to both Democrats and Republicans, and as Ray said, that the Democrats wanted him to wait till after the election to look at it, and then the Republicans immediately said, hey, I'm looking at it now, and then one of Trump's people said, thank Ice Cube, which I actually think they did that shit on purpose to make Ice Cube kind of look weak, but, I digress on that. I feel like at this particular point in time, the Democrats and the Republicans, neither one of them deserve our vote, if we really want to be honest with it. Both of them have undermined black people. Both of them have continuously disrespected black people. And both of them have created black people to be this type of party where, we're just going to get their vote. And we're going to get all these celebrities to advocate for us. And then we're going to have strippers come out and tell people to vote. And then we're going to have barbershops of paid actors and shit like that to have this. And I'm like, y'all are really playing with black people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are really undermining these people that have been here for centuries. Not even damn near built the motherfucking country that these motherfuckers come here and build on and working. And now y'all just treating them like they just ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? But I also have to hold the black community accountable because for far too long we let the politically ignorant within our midst be too fucking loud. You got the Negroes that sit there talking about, well, just vote Democrat because, you know, anything's better than Trump. And then you also got Negroes on the right talking about, well, Trump did all this shit for black people, so I'm voting for Trump. And I'm like, both of them didn't do shit for none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So at this at this particular point in time, it's fair game. If you got if a particular party has something that's going to push the agenda of black people and further us as a people, I'm willing to listen. It doesn't it's like I don't have to like who the motherfucker is. Everybody don't like Trump. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. But if Trump came out tomorrow and said, I'm gonna sign a bill right now that says black Americans get this much amount of money and this much amount of land, you know how many black folks is gonna run around fucking wearing MAGA hats? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we did that shit for Democrats, and now niggas is looking at when niggas want to look at the Republicans because the Republicans responded. Now all of a sudden, Ice Cube is a coon, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you don't have to like Trump. Yeah, you can. There was a Negro on fucking Twitter that was sitting there saying, well, why didn't he do this in the beginning? Why didn't he just go to Trump in the beginning? And I'm like, if you don't shut your bitch ass up, first of all, we all established that nobody likes Donald Trump. We've all established this. Ice Cube in 2016 said he would never fucking advocate for Donald Trump. And he has kept that promise to this day. Just because Donald Trump responded to his platinum plan doesn't mean he's going on wearing the MAGA hat like Kanye West did when he said, we got dragon energy. That's not the same shit. You feel me? So let the man work. And if we gonna get some shit, then we gonna get some shit. And if we not, then we back to square motherfucking one. Because at this particular point in time, even if Trump won the election tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Even if Trump won, 4 more years of Trump ain't going to do shit to the black community. We've been through worse. We survived Reagan. We survived Bush. Trump ain't going to be shit. That's all I got to say.
Vast majority of Trump's bullshit that he would attempt to do has been blocked for real.
Yeah. Like that.
So wall. His funding for that wall been got stopped. He's not getting that wall.
Right.
I looked at it 2 ways. One way is the way y'all all explained it, that the Democrats and Republicans probably not going to do shit. Because I said it first. Because I said that too. I said I don't knock what Ice Cube did, even if the Republicans responded first and Larry Biden was reacting. I was like, I looked at it and said, I don't knock what he did because MLK was working with J. Edgar Hoover. And Hoover didn't like blacks either. Hoping I'm getting my history right, but you know, but basically MLK had to work with a president that wasn't for his people. Sometimes a lot of people, and again, I had to not to bring up my Navy career thing, but the one thing they do teach us is you're going to have to work with someone you don't like, but the mission has to get done. So I kind of took it at that approach. So with that being said, I said, Cube could have done this, and I felt like the Democrats and the Republicans probably dissed him in a different way, but the same way. Like Republicans looking at it now, taking their plan and saying it was his, but giving credit to make him, like Father said, make him look weak. It was like, oh, it was thanks to Ice Cube, you know, the man that said they would never advocate for Trump. This guy gave us this plan. So, and the Democrats has probably looked at him like, oh, thank you for this plan. We'll look at it after, and probably will never, ever get to it. So I looked at it like that. So, but my other way is looking is hypothetically speaking, because I'm not trying to put this into fruition. What if Trump does get into office? Do I feel like he is going to do this plan? Part of me thinks he is because if anybody knows, he has this disdain for Obama that a lot of people think Obama, you know, a lot of people look at Obama as, you know, still the best president we don't ever have. Obama could have put us in slavery, and some of our black folks would still think he's a better president than Donald Trump. Let's be real about that. But I feel like he's petty enough because there are a lot of people that say this. I feel like Trump is petty enough that because a lot of black people do say that Obama hasn't done anything for Black America. Yes, he's done for stuff for LGBT, but not really for Black America. I feel like Trump, if he does this plan, he could basically say, I did all this and your president Obama never did none of that. So obviously I'm your favorite. I'm the best president ever by default. I feel like off of pettiness he could do this, not just because he likes black people, but just to prove a point that he wants to be your favorite president. Because and the only reason I say that is because after like 2 days after COVID, he was like, "Hey guys, it's me, your favorite president." Now I don't know if he was trolling or not, but I'm pretty sure like a lot of people really do think of him as the best president. There's a couple black Republicans is like, "Oh, you're the first black president," over someone who's actually black. So I just like, it's one of those things. I feel like two things can happen: the way that we discussed it and Trump being petty. And I don't. I do feel like he's petty enough to do it. Do y'all think he's petty enough to do it?
Petty ain't the word to describe him.
I was just thinking that he might bullshit on after the election too, though. But I mean, either way, it could go either way. But I think that him bullshitting on it after the election, he might say that now. But I think after the election, he's gonna backpedal on it. I mean, but we'll see if anything at all happens about that.
All right. Any last words before we move on to our next topic? Then.
Stop being emotional.
Hashtag fuck them both. Fuck them both 2020.
Also, shout out to Nigeria, because I know they're going through their bullshit too. And I hope they get their shit settled. That shit is crazy out there. What the fuck is going on in Nigeria? But I wanted to get into this, basically this article that Father done sent me about Megan Thee Stallion, and like she, not only that, she had this old like little commercial, I guess, was it a voting commercial, Father, or was it trying to get people?
It was just an opinion piece. She just made a video. She just made an opinion piece. That's it.
Can you explain it? Because I watched it, but I feel like you can explain it better than me.
Okay, so essentially, Megan Thee Stallion had posted an opinion piece on, I think, the New York Times, and basically, she was going, she was doing her whole activism shit about. She was talking about how the black woman is the most unprotected, and she was also kind of co-signing Kamala Harris and calling her a black woman and things like that. And right now she's on that activist tip because she just went through a traumatic experience, and a lot of the things that have been perpetuated about her, being a liar or saying that she's faking it or saying that Tory Lanez is innocent when all the evidence pointed out that he was actually guilty, and not only that, her story has stayed consistent the entire time. And she went on it was the New York Times, and she went on there and she was just, saying that, right now, like cases like Breonna Taylor and, black women dying at the hands of police and shit like that, like it needs to change. She's like making her voice known. And I thought this was very interesting because, first of all, she's right. Black women do need to be heard. Black women do need to be protected. Black women, have been at the forefront of activism for a very long time. And she was also making the tip that they're unprotected. They do it unprotected. So she's not saying anything new. You know what I'm saying? Which is my point. But what I've noticed about the article is two things. Number one, she likes to interchange the black women with women of color, and that's a huge no-no, especially for right now, because they are two separate things. Black women are one thing, women of color are another. You know what I'm saying? So we can't have that type of language going around. That's like if I was talking about black people and I kept saying people of color. That's a huge no-no because it undermines black people.